Hmm. Oh. Yes!
Not one with Penumbra Hellhorn. Do I want torches or implings here? I think I want torches because this fulfills something that Penumbra can't really take care of in the early game in terms of dealing with backline units like healers and toll collectors. They're not toll collectors, they're like bell tollers or something. Alright. Packed morsels, hidden passage, and a crucible warden. Probably not going to be doing much with this crucible warden. I think it sits on like the second floor and just looks pretty. Mine Jacks versus Split Anvil. Split Anvil can be really good with select cards. Like, this could allow me to pick 3-cost cards without much drawback, or I can use Mine Jacks to feed the number on the second floor very capably. We did start with 2 sets of packed morsels. This means there are probably turns where we have 4 to 5 morsels in our hand, and not necessarily a lot of space. With Mine Jacks, we've got 7 spaces on the center car. We've got Siphon Archeon. We've got the Doombringer's Hallow and Strix, which gets buffs on Slay and Incants. It's the Incant version. And then we've got Dominion. I'm going to take Mine Jacks. This is much more straightforwardly powerful. And then I'm going to take Glutton, because Glutton is the one that always works for me. We have a Mark of Invasion. Okay, I think I take this. It's not too much pressure on Penumbra. I'm going to set up Penumbra on the second floor. I think we'll be able to feed him pretty well there. Crucible Warden top floor, Shield Steward bottom floor. I'll be due to remove the other Shield Steward as soon as I can. Crack this immediately. Drop this, this, this. That's my absolute priority this run. One Overflow Morsel, and I'll do that to take less damage. Since I got some attacking morsels here, our second wave is going to be less important. We are going to take some chimes into the deck. Let's see. I'll torch you. Moving that up doesn't help. I think I'll play a Spear Steward up there that should catch the rest of the leaks. And I have nothing else to play in terms of these. I don't have a game plan for those right now, except for making slight adjustments to flying monsters. Drop a torch there. I don't currently have a solution for this fallen champion. Should be getting my other set of packed morsels. This ought to make the number strong enough to beat the boss. Looks like we've got a spare attack for the miscreant too. This guy's just going to do damage to me, and I don't really have an answer for it. Pretty sure with this stat block, the number wins on the second floor. That's correct. So he took about 4 damage for that. 10 total, I suppose. Alright, so we've got a choice of Perils, Antumbra, or Mind Collapse. The bosses here don't particularly make me feel like I need a Mind Collapse. We're going to be punished sometimes for spellcasting. I think I'm going to speculate on Perils right now. Fledgling Imp, Fortified Pauldrons, or Vent. Maybe there's a case where we use Holdover Vent to control Dominion in the late game. Because I have no bottom floor control right now. This is the likeliest to give me bottom floor control, so I'm going to speculate on it. Alright, I'm less excited about Umbra units right now. I think I don't need unit upgrades as much as I want spell upgrades, because my only important unit right now is Penumbra. I don't really care about this Crucible Warden. There are a lot of different upgrades we could do for Shade Splitters, Perils, and Torches become pretty useless without upgrades. We got a Morsel Master, that's what I was looking for. Shadow Eater could be an option to try to control the bottom floor, but I'm not really looking for that. I like a Power Stone on the Vent, first of all. So we can do damage with a 0-cost Vent now. I'm going to Ember Stone, a Shade Splitter, I'm thinking I'll Eternal Stone a Packed Morsels. If we get a holdover for that Packed Morsels, it can become particularly strong. And I'll do this and move on. I'm not taking a reroll this early. Okay, Flagellants. Pyre Dampener should be playable here. See, with the Morsel Master, looks like we can play 2 morsels to that car without overflowing. And the spare morsels will go up here. I think I will Hidden Passage one of these guys. I'm not going to play the second pack morsels right now. It's kind of a waste. Just move you up so that your damage sticks. And then we'll play a vent in there for a bit more. As our damage progress. Okay, we should kill the flagellant by the top floor. Let's double up those guys. Use perils to drop my vengeful shard. And we are successfully killing the flagellant. Not with a lot to spare, but since we're killing him, we can move this guy up and he becomes useless. Let's see, right here, Shade Splitter, Excavator. I have a good amount of energy right now, so I think I'll do this and this. I don't have a good spot for the Spear Steward. Play you here. Might drop this guy on the top floor. That's a better play. We're really looking to win on second floor, so I think those double torches is better. And we're out. Do I ever want Immortal Trade here? I haven't used it before. It's maybe playable if I find upgrades for perils. We've got a kind of a forced Merchant of Steel here. I could run off to the Merchant of Arms. Maybe look for a Chomp. Or a good room or something. An Inferno room. Yeah, I think I'm checking that side, so this is not really helping me out, I don't think. Ritual of Battle would be more playable if I had picked the Anvil earlier. I don't think this really helps my game plan unless I get Trample, and it's adding kind of 2 crowding cards to the deck in the short term, so it's pretty rough. I'll take the Molting Imp to help me control things in the bottom car. So I think there's a number of situations where that Molting Imp turns into something good. Do I want to speculate on Eternal Molting Imp, maybe? So if I Eternal Stone that, it gives me a lot of corruption control during Chosen of Dominion. That's actually really, really good. Let me check for that. Stone, Titan Stone. Morsel Maker. So now I have a Maker Master combo. Let's take it. I'm gonna want to get Damage Shield on one of these guys. Let me get Damage Shield on the Master, and I'm going to aim for a health upgrade on the Morsel Maker. I can re-roll right now. I might hit the Eternal. Didn't hit the Eternal, but I can take the Heartstone. Do I want to do anything with Large Stone, Speed Stone? I don't think so. I think I'll just take the Heartstone onto Morsel Maker. Hoping to see if we could find that Eternal Molting Imp. Given that we don't have it, I could Large Stone the Crucible Warden. I think it's a pretty cheap way of adding more stats to my table. I'm going to go ahead with that. Wings. Okay. This doesn't do much for me. This is really just a little bit of stats. It's not even very good. Found the Archus Wings. 8 plus 15. I'm going to check one more time. Alright, whatever. I was not attached to that result. I was probably going to put it on a Steward. And if I got the double hit, I might, like, try to look for a Steward floor later. And then put more upgrades onto stewards and make a dedicated steward card. Just gonna start like this. The first round is the only round I get to really play morsels here, so we're probably looking for another capacity upgrade, despite having the mine jacks. Because it just fills up too much. Well, even with capacity upgrades, this hits unit limit. Oh, I need to put the Morsel Master behind the Morsel Maker. I will keep that in mind from here on. Means my spare morsels are all going to hang the Crucible Warden. We will get rid of the two of you. Perils you so I can play that. Okay, we've given him a bit of rage, which we knew was going to happen. My packed morsels are stuck feeding the Crucible Warden for now. That's okay. It's not the worst thing in the world. I have nowhere to put this. I could Hidden Passage, but I think it gets in my way. In most cases. I mean, I can Hidden Passage here. And that should be helpful. Beyond that, we'll just throw out some damage. Hey there, Sylvar. Thank you for joining the chat. Hope you enjoy the run. Alright, let me drop a Molten Egg here. Yeah, I mean, if you follow, you can jump in and follow along. I suppose that's already implied by the word follow, which is I already used, so I suppose I'm restating that unnecessarily. Friend request? No, thank you. I do not know you. You are welcome to jump onto my Discord. You'll see announcements anytime I'm going live. This, drop it here. I can't really escalate this healer. Oh, I got a scam call today that was more on the clever side. They said they were from the Verizon loyalty department, and they wanted to send me loyalty rewards. And I was listening to it for a good long while, trying to figure out okay, when does the scam part kick in? Knowing that all right, this is 4 kinds of fishy. What are you doing? And eventually I did reach the point where he's like, we need you to send us a payment so that we can cover the, state and local taxes to send you these, free gifts we're gonna give you. I'm like, oh, okay, there's the scam. I was wondering. I'm like, bro, you gotta do better. Everybody knows that that's not real. I think I just take the Furnace Tap here. I can't necessarily, I need to get Perils into Holdover to play the Furnace Tap well, but this is just really strong to take, as it's just what I should go for. So my bottom car is the car that is, under contest, or we're trying to figure out how to make it work. I think I can add a Horned Warrior right now without really worrying about whether or not that pans out. So if I take the Heaven's Light, that doesn't actually help the number out very much, because I can't actually play more guys to that floor. It's just at its maximum 7 capacity pretty much all the time. So I think I take energy here. With the jacks already out, there's not much room for growth. I'm thinking I could go to the Merchant of Magic here and try to fish for holdover on the Perils. Or we can just go Merchant of Trinkets, Forgotten Boons, etc. Which is what it's the same thing it always is. How many more Merchants of Magic do I have? I've got 1 more before Strix and Hallow, and then I've got 2 more in this block. Okay, so we're pretty likely to be able to hit our stuff, even if we don't necessarily go for the Merchant of Magic here. And that's good, because I don't really want the Hellhorned Banner or the Pyre Remains, I don't think. Given that we're up against Dominion, our best units out of Hellhorned are probably just Imp Spam on the bottom floor to do something with Molting Imps, because a strong frontliner is not going to help us out against Seraph. On the middle floor, we're probably stuck tanking Seraph, and then trying to move him out of the way to minimize the number of attacks on Penumbra. And the top floor on the Crucible Warden, he's going to pick up some damage shields, and it's going to help keep him safe. It's going to be a little tense, but we could get something to work there. Maybe we get him Dualism later, and then he just gets enough shields that he doesn't care. Thinking about the events I can grab, and the trinkets. There's a few good things there, but I think this banner doesn't matter. This Pyre Remains is okay. This Merchant of Magic is just okay, because I can't buy 2 upgrades. And there are definitely at least 2 upgrades that I want. I'm going to go for money. Check what I see here. Odie's Totem, Artificial... I don't really need the Artificial Pyre Stone. I don't think Odie's Totem helps very much. That would take me to 3 deployment energy, which I could actually get by on just barely, but I don't need to budget for that much. I think we're moving on from here. Let me purge a Spear Steward. After adding the multi-striking demon, I don't really want to have that anymore. Checking our events. Interesting. I'm supposed to check this before I do the purges because it's possible I could get Canio. I want to add Asceticism to the Molting Hymn. We can often play this in a location where it's going to die so that we don't get hit by the Ember Drain. And if we get Endless, that turns into a powerhouse effect. Then we're going full Glutton. They buffed Glutton on the patch where they added the new bosses. It's been very, very good since. They just increased the base stat line so that it's less likely to get punked by certain bosses. Very helpful. Okay, it's Master should be behind Maker, and there's not a strong reason for that other than it looks nicer. I don't know if I want to do Horned Warrior Shield Steward here, because it blocks me from playing certain things on the bottom floor. I think I need to, though, because the Horned Warrior is too fragile. I'm going to move you so you get killed. Then I think I just play these here. I have nothing else to do with them. Bring these out. These up here. Furnace Tap is Ember Drain for... I have 1 Rubble Morsel. Makes it effectively Ember Drain 3. I'm pretty sure I can get away with this. So at Ember Drain 3, I'll have 1 energy next turn. We've got the Molten Imp in our draw pile. Okay, bit of a blase turn. Pack Morsels did give me something with an attack value to get this Collector. We're losing the Shield Steward, as was expected. Drop this Morsel Jeweler and just not take that damage. So even with the multi-strike, I'm not getting through the second unit here. So I'm just not doing very much on the bottom floor. Oof. Doesn't look good, but we are clearing all of this. We're not clearing these guys. Looks like we're going to take some Discordant Toll damage, and these guys are also going to go up the fire. Just took a little bit of time for our main man to gain up his power, and our bottom car is pretty bad. If I could replace this with an Inferno Room, that would be awesome. To do this, so we can drop our Discordant Tolls. But we'll get another fresh set of Discordant Tolls, unfortunately. So, I think we'll beat this boss really soundly. We kill him on like second or third turn. Bit of an uncomfortably damaging fight, though. We definitely have problems to solve. Okay. Prism Retrieval is not very good right now. I don't think Cave-In really helps us either. Gem Trove could be nice, but it doesn't solve the problems that we're actively facing, and it adds clutter to the deck right now. I'm really not interested in taking Gem Trove when I already have a non-consumable Pack Morsels as well. It's kind of fitting the same niche. Um, Let me grab Inferno. Holdover Inferno is a possible solution for our problems. Alright, so I gotta go one more ring before I can get to a Merchant of Magic, and I can get up to 3 Merchants of Magic for the rest of the run. I don't think I'm in a state where I want to duplicate a card. If I was, I'd probably be duplicating Furnace Tap, and it kind of threatens to get me into trouble. So let's check for runes. Emot Tome versus Pyrestone. Emot should be stronger here, I think. Gives me a few good plays, like doubling Perils, doubling Packed Morsels, or even doubling Furnace Tap. It's maybe a little lackluster. It could definitely be better. I think we take the deployable Inferno room setup here, and that will, like, just answer our bottom floor. Let's see. I could take a deployable Bloodthirsty Blade, and set that up on Penumbra. What else is good? Let's see. I've got some redundant solutions now, but we're still going to be going heavy on... we're still going to be going heavy on some weapon stuff. I think it's likelier that I want a defensive solution for Penumbra. There's no equipment that gives him trample, but a quick dagger would be better than the Bloodthirsty Blade right now. Okay, not getting it. Stasis Crystal on the top floor wouldn't be too bad, but it's also not too great or important. I think I take Crucible Extension so that I can play it for the top floor, get more morsels to feed the Crucible Warden, and we'll make him into a bigger feature in our run. Should not be anything I need to merge, purge, or otherwise change. And then at the Unstable Vortex, I'm going to remove the Shield Steward and the Spear Steward. I believe I do have enough energy to deploy this Inferno room without any fuss. This Prayer Stone. 35. Well, these guys have defensive buffs that I think allow me to get through this. Our unit on the top floor is large stoned, too. I think we're pretty safe to take this. The Inferno Rune, Penumbra, Morsel Maker, Morsel Master, Crucible Warden. Our Horned Warrior is homeless now. So that speculation doesn't pan out, really. Opening up with these is pretty great, because they don't die on spikes. Just throw those out there. We get an Ephemeral Copy. All that would do is shuffle morsels in the deck. I don't really care. We can play this. I give the Ravenous Zealot a lot of extra attack, but it's fine. Let's see, what else are we doing this turn? Yeah, these are both fine. So those guys get killed by the Inferno Room. Do I need to... Let me put more damage on the Ravenous Zealot. I need to get these torches upgraded or removed. I'm really going to cramp my style. I think a Furnace Tap probably gets us through this guy. Do 50-50, maybe a little extra. Rubble Morsel. Let's put a Rubble Morsel. First tap. And then I think I'll just Vent. So he's going to be at like 5 health when he hits the top floor. I might have to deal with that with torches. It's going to be tough. Get Ember drained down just a little bit. So we're collecting on that collector. Very nice. Yeah, I can take a little bit of sap to do this Furnace Tap, or this Perils, rather. And now I can play things a little more freely. We're going to do this, this, this. The Morsel Jeweler, because he has Rage, kills the Ravenous Zealot. Which does actually give me the freedom to cast this. Which means all 3 of those die to the Inferno Room. Puts less pressure on my damage shields and lifesteal and all that other nonsense. On the top floor, I think I'm only expected to kill 1. Torch will help. I cast this free Shade Splitter twice. We got something with an attack value, so we don't need a torch, and I can drop that. that into packed morsels. Drop some morsels. Packed morsels again. Drop some more morsels. I don't necessarily need to torch anything, but go ahead and torch you. And I'm at unit limits, so we're passing. Looking pretty good at this state. Let's do a double shade splitter again. Keep the top 4. And move on. And we got it. We're really not using almost anything out of Hellhorn. Could feel bad. Cannibalize is decent. It's always better morsel generation. I'm more comfortable taking the Gem Trove now. Haven doesn't help our current build. I think I really like the Gem Trove going into Chosen Dominion. So I'll take that. Alloy and the Pyre Chomper are both kind of easy value. I think I'll take the Alloy. It aligns more with what I'm concerned about, and it plays well with the Emot Tome. We're going Merchants of Magic. So we got Holdover for the... where is it? Perils of Production. So that gets us out of having any real Ember Drain concerns. I could Seek Stone something. I don't think I want to Seek Stone the Perils. Let me do a +20 consume on a torch, then reroll. I can remove consume from the Furnace Tap. I'm going to -1 cost the Furnace Tap? No. Double stack the Furnace Tap? Yeah, let me double stack the Furnace Tap. So that makes us go super turbo on that effect. Pump up another torch. I'm going to Emberstone another Shade Splitter. And now we're mostly concerned about removing cards. I want to remove these spare torches. So at this point, we've got a very, very strong build. These torches are really dead. Let's get rid of them. Okay, I gotta think about what my final... I think my final upgrade is Draw, to help me get back into my non-consuming spells, and to deal with my holdover effects. But as is, if we play an Emot double cast on that... if we play an Emot double cast on this Furnace Tap, we're gonna go super turbo crazy. And we can possibly do that multiple times in a run. Don't cast into the incant. I think I just Shade Splitter 3 times here. Play the Rubble Morsel onto the floor where it gets doubled. Drop the Vengeful Shard. Let's see, and this is the one that has Slay, so we just need to make sure it doesn't kill. We need to not cast on that floor. Alright. This should be just a double Shade Splitter, because it's all we have the room for. I'm going to save Packed Morsels for later, and I'm going to play these cards because I don't want to redraw them, even though they'll immediately die. We're not casting on the top floor. Heard. Go for a Crucible extension. I think I want a double Shade Splitter. Get a bit more energy in, and I could play an Alloy. Doesn't seem to be important right now, so I'm just going to drop a Vent to push more damage on the Executioner here. Okay, we've got our Furnace Tap play. I'm just going to go ahead and play it into this Incant. I don't care. And now he's got Multi-Strike 5. That's a totally fair number. I'll go for this too. So you can have 150 extra health. Enjoy it while it lasts. gem trove here so I can get more morsels up. And I don't think I'm looking to hidden passage anything. I could have hidden passage Tallow away, but if I did that before playing all my nonsense, I would not be able to emote the way I did. We dealt really big damage to Hallow there. Let's see, is this a double packed morsels turn? Or is it a double perils turn? I think we only need perils once. Just want a perils here. And then drop these guys up here. Pack morsels again. I think I can gem trove here. It'll be fine. Although these guys don't have anywhere to be. So we just play spares to the bottom floor so we don't have to redraw them. So right now we're only dealing damage through our middle floor and technically our bottom floor. Dealing a lot of damage there. Okay. Looks like a double pack morsels turn. We need to keep holding over the perils. If there's not much else we're doing, these hidden passages have gotten pretty redundant. But they might help us out later. He's down to just 200. I thought I consumed this Alloy of the Ancients, but maybe I didn't play it. Huh. Oh, I'll cast into this instead of the other one. Sure. Just hit it twice. That's fine. They go into Final Wave. It's adorable. So I have to cast that first this time, but we'll go up to Multi-Strike 7. So if we can get him the Trample Tome and or the Quick Strike Dagger, it's really, really funny. Tear them apart. All right. I'm not excited about the Transcend Imp. We clearly don't need One Horn's Tome. We're already doing better stuff. I think I want Limbo's Solace. This is a very odd run where I'm not taking capacity despite playing Umbra, but the Mind Jacks are kind of taking care of it. The top floor is not scaling damage very well, but I think that's kind of where we're stuck. I do want to see a Pyre Remains. The Empyrean Well is certainly good, but it probably turns into just duplicating Furnace Tap and going really crazy on it. I think that's less necessary and less interesting for us than maybe getting some other upgrades here. Like, if we got Spell Chain on Perils, that would be good. Pretty good. Yeah, tongue-tied. Rage Room. I could definitely do a Rage Room second floor, and it's a pretty decent scaling room. Sure. This gets better if we find Trample for our boy. Holdover, Freeze Stone. I can possibly take Holdover on Packed Morsels if I want, but with the way my morsel generation has been working, I think it's kind of unnecessary. I think I'm going to take this effect onto this Torch, because I do not need to cast Torches very often at all. I'm going to decrease the cost on Gem Trove. I think it's pretty good. Reroll that. We've got Spell Chain for Perils. I do have a Seek Stone if I want it. If I Seek Stone anything, I think it would be Gem Trove. And that would be in the case that I really need to push more damage shield in round 1. I don't think that really happens. I don't think that's anything I need to worry about right now. Yeah, so doing that would probably slow me down, given that I don't think I need to worry about it. Let's see. I guess let me do bonus damage on Vent. No, we save our money for artifacts. Take Glutton 3. Moving on to ring number 7. This Heaven Seal is playable. We blow everybody up on the second floor anyway. I don't care if they heal off the Inferno Room damage. Do I just open up with the Double Furnace tap? Yeah, I think that's fine. Maybe a little risky, but... So we have to eat this, this Ember Drain. I don't have any Ember Drain solution right off the bat. So I miss my Rage Room. Yeah, we just go into Perils. We can emote for triple Perils. Actually, emote makes us quadruple Perils. Okay. That's very funny. Like an unnecessary amount of value. I didn't need all this energy. I don't really have an outlet for it. Yeah, so ideally, Perils is not the first card I play in the turn. Just because I can't utilize the energy very well. But I can utilize 2 copies of Packed Morsels. Well, I do still have spare stuff. I'd like to get this out of the deck. So that we can draw into our bullshit some more. Let's see. This is probably a double packed. Although, multiplying this does let me escalate the rage higher. It's not bad. I have no reason to play the Gem Trove. I could technically Hidden Passage this guy and probably kill him up here, because 370x5 is kind of crazy. I can also do that with these to get them out of here. I think I will just do the 4x Perils. It's 6 attack per Perils. Now, in terms of Inferno still being around, every cast of Inferno is almost like having an extra cast of Firelight. So it's still useful in Titan's fight, even if I don't need to use it to control the floor. I picked it up thinking I might need it to control the bottom floor. Yeah, the boss is already dead, so I didn't need to do all that. Feast is playable. Taking it. We skip that. We've gotten very, very few Hellhorn cards this run. How do I feel about Forgotten Boons versus Pyramanes with an Empyrean Well option? The Merchant of Magic is pretty good here. So we could get upgrades possibly on Feast. Trying to think if I can go into a holdover Feast pattern. Maybe. I think Spellchain Feast might be better. There are upgrades that can apply to Inferno. We could look for a discount on it so that we can try to emote it and kill Dominion faster. And this Forgotten Boons, of course, lets me dig deeper on the Merchant Trinkets. So I think I am going to take this direction. Let's see. I have no demons for Gurg's Goad. How sad. Jackstrips is really, really marginal relative to what I have. There's nothing Jackstrips does that isn't already done by Inferno Room. Versatile Ember Staff is pretty great. Resonant Shard is really great. Ashes of the Fallen doesn't do enough. Raider's Quill doesn't work because I've removed Consume from most of my stuff. Unstable Vortex, going to remove a Calcified Ember, and probably the Horned Warrior, because he's a dead draw right now. At the Merchant of Magic, I think I do Spell Chain Feast. I have nothing that I can Eternal Stone. I'm going to Ember Stone the Inferno, then re-roll it. I could hold over the Feast. Is that good? So we generate 4 morsels per turn on Penumbra's floor, meaning that I can feast them, then do some morsel generation, then feast those. But why would I feast the second round of morsels? There's no need to do that. So I probably don't normally need feast, right? Is holdovering the packed morsels good? I feel like there's probably something that should be held over. I'm going to do -2 consume on this event because I do not need it on a consistent basis. This Keepstone should probably go on something. I feel like it's stronger to have it on something than to not have it. Well, then again, putting this stone on something delays my Furnace Taps, and Furnace Tap is actually the win. I'm just going to move on like this. Yeah, I think it just delays me. And we need to kill a little quick because it's Corruption, Chosen Dominion. And I don't have an anti-corruption solution, except for the fact that I'm burning a lot of guys on the bottom floor that could cause corruption otherwise. Oh, I missed. I messed up. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, we're killing all of these guys, the Misshapen Fiends. I think we're doing double packed morsels with Feast here. So I can do 1. Oh, there's only room for the 1 set. But I feast them. I add more. I feast those. I add more. I make a couple for the top floor. We are going to block Dominion's attack with one of them. Another one comes in here. Break out the Molten Imp. Doesn't matter much. I think I am dropping the Furnace Tap here, even if it's just the once. So I was more concerned about getting up my initial setup than playing the Furnace Tap, but I do still want to play the Furnace Tap. There's our many, many perils. Since we found the Rage Stone, I think I just want to maximize perils, and we'll be using that as our clone spell a lot of the time. Did this out. Damage shield. I really can't play a lot of these, so we're just going to toss them. Thankfully, we deal with Chosen Supplicants on the bottom floor. Alloy U. Yep. Still have a lot more ramping up to do on our middle floor. There's our Crucible. Some unimportant cards. So I'm just going to play these to consume them. Event on the bottom floor seems unimportant. Okay, I have to copy the perils here. I cannot copy the Furnace Tap, but we will be able to play the Furnace Tap. Okay, so we're doing 1,000 damage to Dominion here. And that actually does accelerate on the Blightbound Guardian, which is important, because he does get to strike more corruption onto Penumbra if I let him through. And that corruption value is escalating faster than I can build this up. So I really do need to make sure we're in a good spot. My entire hand costs 0, so there's almost no way I'm meant to duplicate the Perils of Production here. I think I'm meant to duplicate the Packed Morsels and then feast out a lot. play that, feast again, play this. Because we're trying to restrict trying to augment the health on Penumbra as much as possible there. Go in for this. I'm gonna play one blocker here. Make sure we get the damage shield out. We have space for one more, so we'll do that. Yeah, this concerns me a lot. I think the next time that comes around to get doubled, hopefully we're looking at a kill. Yeah, because we're threatened to lose Penumbra here, and we're not killing Seraph. These are the consequences of not hitting quick. I live with Gem Trove. No, we cannot live with Gem Trove. Probably means I need to Hidden Passage Penumbra. Seraph, rather. We're doing 800 x5. I think that's actually lethal if I move enough of this out. So what if I get you out of the way and you out of the way? 3389 and then we die? Let me redo the turn. If I duplicate the Hidden Passage and Hidden Passage all 3 units out of the way, I think we kill. And I think that's a life or death turn by the looks of it. No, I need to Perils immediately. I don't have an alternative. Okay. Even without him and on the Gem Trove, we're still dying. So I just need to get Seraph as low as possible then, right? This counts for 1 attack. This counts for 2 attacks because of its reanimate. So moving that out should be better. We need to do another 700 damage. I think we're not equipped to do that. Let me see how I can make this play out. But Corruption's just pretty uniquely dangerous here. Double Furnace tap you to do 400. Barrels. Aid splits into morsels. Feast. Second feast doesn't matter. Alright, well that's collapsing. We're doing about half his remaining health. And then he goes into Relentless Turn. How does this look? Are we leaking to death? This is a forced play. Hey there, Bishop. I'm in a tough spot. Okay, let's see. So, I don't die on leaking these units, so let me just throw out Inferno somewhere. Dropping it on the bottom card? Yeah, I need to prioritize damage on Seraph at all costs. So, I don't die on this. Let me see if I have to reroll the fight. Because I'm assuming there's something I can optimize to get through. If I bring Seraph up here, do we kill? Let's see. Yeah. And bringing Seraph up here means we kill with no further leaks. That was close. We took some damage, but that's acceptable. And I think this fight is harder than our Titans fight. Oh, that's funny. Just very chill, very even keel. At least that's how I think of my own voice. I think I've been appraised like that. Alright, let's get in. So I lost a bit of health there. I probably wind up needing to play my entropy nonsense when it hits my hand, but I think I can do that fine. Master, Maker, Inferno Room, Crucible. Okay, let's see. I'm just going to bring him out right away. Doesn't matter very much. I'll Curse of Entropy initially as well. First Furnace Tap. Then we invent some boys. There's never a case where I escalate from ulting it. Let's play that just because. Okay, I need to draw out of my Ember Drain fast. Don't have it here. These don't help me very much either. So we've got kind of turn skip fire Ember Drain there. Hopefully we're still in it. There's our perils. I have the option of duplicating Feast or Packed Morsels over duplicating Perils. I'm going to go for Packed Morsels here. So I do not need more than 6 energy to play out this hand. I'm going to prioritize defensive stuff for Crucible Warden, I'm pretty sure. We're playing our curses today. Pack a little more power in. There we go. I've got no more room to play guys. I'm going to go ahead and Inferno on the top floor, which advances us by about a turn in terms of our Dominion clock. So we still have corruption pressure, but it should not be big enough to overwhelm this variety of Penumbra. I'm going to double my Shade Splitter here. Perils going, drop these, go Firelight, Gem Trove. I don't want this Torch back. Get rid of these guys. Oh no, I don't really care for Fire Emblem in particular. I never got into it previously. The earlier entries, it always stressed me to like lose a unit and wind up wanting to replay a fight. And I've just never come back to it. I understand that they've like given more leeway on that over time. I could double the vent. Is there any real reason to do that? I don't think so. No, we go double perils here. We are taking damage on Penumbra, more than I want to see. Losing a lot of health. Shade Splitter up. Shade Splitter. Need to get his room expansion. So I have the option of Infernoing away this Chosen Ardent, which also kills the Celestial Bastion, and will make us push more damage on Entropy next turn. I'm going to go ahead and take that play. Let's see. Just strip off one of your damage shields in case it matters. So I need Penumbra to get a lot bigger. Thankfully, next turn he's only going to take like 40-something damage. Oh, that's not great either. I convince you to eat more. Okay, we've got an Alloy of the Ancients to help him keep up with the damage output, as well as a Gem Trove. That's the reason we added those cards to the deck. I think the Torch gets me third thing for Versatile? No, it does not. Okay. So I've played... Did I not play Blights this turn? Just played units and spells, I guess. Let's see. Well, we're pushing a lot of damage onto Entropy. There was no reason to do what I just did there. Just nervous click. I am concerned about the state of this run. I did not draw things in a great order. Okay, so we're not dead here. That's good. But yeah, not having trample, and we're getting a pretty low rate of multi-strike compared to our other rounds. It's worrying me quite a bit. Yeah, with the saps, I'm not pushing damage onto these guys after playing out those sap effects. He's going to be coming in with multi-strike 3, and I have no real countermeasure from there. Why I was worried that a non-quick Penumbra was not really getting the job done. Okay, let's see. I have no morsel generation in this hand. That really sucks. And I didn't draw one. So we're not blocking anything from a morsel perspective. Getting blown up. Shoot. We're taking 90 before we get to eat anybody. So, we get 6 health per eaten unit. That doesn't get us far enough. So playing that's kind of meaningless. I don't think I win from top floor on this pattern. We have to restart the fight. How can I optimize better? Let me try not playing the first draw of the, what's it called? I think I have to not play the first draw of, Forge Tap. Might also need to focus more on Entumbra morsels for Penumbra. Yeah, I don't think I can play this here. Because the missed turn, I think, is too much. And the reason the missed turn is too much, I think, is because we lose the Crucible extension up top. So Crucible extension, Rage Room should get us some extra value over the course of the run. Quite a bit, actually. I didn't actually need to play that. I don't think I can get them all out, can I? Maybe I can. Cool. Wait, is Versatile Emberstaff reading 0? Oh, it's already triggered. It should not have gone back to 0. That's weird. I'm just gonna go ahead and take my Curse of Entropy damage this time. Okay, so now I think we go into Peril's Ember Drain territory. But not having multi-strike and not having trample is really bad. Not clearing these guys. There's a very slight reason to feast these, because it gets the attack, it would get him the attack value before he attacks. I don't think that actually changes anything. I'll play that down there, so that I get more unblocked quality time with Entropy. Yeah, there's no reason to eat this. I don't really think there are any upcoming releases that are on my radar, come to think of it. I already picked up the new Katamari Damacy. It's pretty hyped for that, actually. That, damage out. Get I'm up to 135, it feels a little more comfortable. But the lack of having any multi-strike is really, really lame. Kind of a big factor of what I put into the deck. So we're really behind the ball for not being able to play that yet. I think if I don't get in an opening hand, or if I can't emod it, we're going to be in a really bad way. But I can't think about how to emod it, because I'm going to have Ember Drain. Oh, I can't cast into this Chosen Ardent, I don't think. It's pretty bad. If I Gem Trove here, Celestial Bastion gets an attack value and knocks the shield right off, so I don't get anything different. I think the only damage it's sticking is coming from Entropy here anyway. Double Pyre Light doesn't seem good. I already spent my doubler anyway. Because I had to. It's getting into one of those circumstances where it feels like it takes forever to get through my deck of cards. So I have no extra draw tricks. But yeah, next turn we get to try Furnace Tapping. Kind of seems like without the Furnace Tap, we just don't do enough. Because I didn't hit Umberstone this round. And this is just too much pressure and we lose Penumbra anyway? Come on now. Say it ain't so. I've got nothing in this hand to protect him. Let's do the fight again. Okay, so I have to give him multi-strike at that time. Because I don't get another chance to do it. I just unlock here? How do I make this work? Maybe I don't trigger Versatile Ember Staff this turn. Spell. Creature. Just don't play the Blight. And it doesn't trigger, right? I'm going to hold the Molting Imp here, I think. Is there any reason to, actually? I think I don't get it. I'm just going to drop it. Instead of backing off, let's go harder on the Furnace Tap. So it's Ember Drain 16, no morsels. I think we drop the Rage Room here. It should contribute to a lot of damage with the multi-strike 5. Could bring out the Alloy. I'm going to go Pyre Light. I think we can wait on the Alloy. Okay, let's see. I shouldn't need double perils, so let me see. We'll double pack morsels. Beast. Oh, I overgenerated. These are useless. Get rid of them. Okay, there we go. We got a 900 damage on Entropy there. That's pretty great. And another 1400 damage there. I think that puts us on the right track. We probably want double Shade Splitter. Those guys out there. This. We miss on Inferno, but I think that's fine. Okay, so how's our durability going into this round? Not the best, but looks like we can Furnace Tap again here. We don't have many more rounds with this guy. So it's possible here that it might be better to Furnace Tap somebody else, but we're taking out Savagery, which tells me that with another Furnace Tap, we probably also take out Entropy. Yep, they're toast. So from here on, I can just focus on emoting into Dominion, which means I can probably play these now. No, we're short on Entropy now, so I need to not go much further with that. We will catch back up on Entropy. Let me just do this. Remove these spell shields. So I can't really emote my Pyrelights because I still need to play Perils. I'll be Ember Drained down. But we don't need to miss any Pyrelights. And we should win in just a couple turns. Should be able to play all my Curses of Entropy. This. That's all dead. Cool. Okay. I just needed to entrust myself more to the Ember Drain. There was also a kind of clutch feast turn where I just needed to maximize the Penumbra stats. Like, Penumbra's almost dead here. It's just the way it has to be. I have, like, no other weird energy generation tricks. Just have to, you know, get it as it comes in. Oh, we got the fight. Cool. Alright, that was a little messy at the end. I was not a fan of having to redo that fight a couple times. That gets us win number 116. And let that be a lesson to just put all your faith in Furnace Tap. It will win the run for you. I've definitely had better scaling situations. I think Morsel Maker, Morsel Master is kind of it's not bottom barrel, but it's not really a great way of running Penumbra. He's stronger in a lot of other scenarios.